So LB, tell the listeners, like, how you got your start in broadcasting, and who did you look up to, as you were getting into this career? Like, who did you say, I like that, I want to follow in those guys' footsteps or her footsteps or whatever? Was there someone that stood out to you that made you want to do this?
It's funny because like I listened to some other play-by-plays and they're like 7 years old, and they knew at 7 years old that they wanted to be a play-by-play or an announcer. And that just wasn't me. When I was a little girl, I was out playing sports all the time. And so when I watched TV, I was watching TV thinking that I was always going to be the athlete that the broadcasters were talking about.
Yeah.
And so, it wasn't until college where you start realizing as you get older that, oh, you know what, I really can't play for the rest of my life. And so it was in college where I was like, you know what, I probably should start kind of deciding what I wanted to do. And honestly, quite honestly, like at the time, like SportsCenter was the show, right? And on ESPN. And like when I was a kid, I would wake up, I would eat my bowl of cereal, and that's what I would tune into. And I'm not that old, but I'm old enough to know when SportsCenter had those reruns, the 1 a.m. or the 2 a.m. SportsCenter. And then I would watch the same SportsCenter all the way through in the morning, eating my cereal, my Lucky Charms or whatever it was. And so my first goal, Stacey, was actually to be a SportsCenter anchor. I loved their style. Even like Stuart Scott wasn't necessarily a woman. I loved Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott and the old SportsCenter days. But if there is one woman actually who stood out to me, and it resonates now more as I thought about it, was Robin Roberts. And it's because I think she was a former athlete. She was just so always composed and poised on TV, and she still is. But I think if there was one person who I was like, that's the woman who I want to be on TV, it would have to be her.